Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Planet Coaster. I've been doing some thinking about where the park is going to be going in the near future, so I'm going to go over that really quickly. I'm kind of going to be going over things that are hopefully going to be in the beta slash final release for me to really finish things up, because until then the park is going to have a kind of unfinished feel until then. So let's start back here. So as I've said before, this right here will be the wooden coaster. I want it to be a GCI. We don't know what the styles are going to be, at least as I'm recording this on Wednesday. There is nothing. There is no news at all on what the wooden coasters are going to be. So I'm still hoping that will be there will be a GCI style wooden coaster train in the options. If not, then I'll just make do with whatever I have. If they have RMC, then I'll make an RMC, because they are doing Mean Streak, so I would be kind of cool. And okay, those two are staying the same. Over here, I may actually extend Fiesta Village outwards a little bit more. I'm not entirely sure yet, mostly because it would be kind of expanding the boundaries a bit. And I've kind of built up a perimeter with the coaster track, because you have the dive coaster right here, and then you have the Giga coaster right here, and they kind of do wall in the area nicely. Then you would have this path over here leading to where the floorless coaster Dominator will be, and back here by some of the other flats. Right here, I'm not sure what I want to put. I might just put restrooms there, or a shop, just something to line it. Ideally, I want there to be Midway games right here, but we don't know if they're adding any yet. Hopefully they will. I think it'd be a really cool thing to add, with people probably just line it on both sides with Midway games so people can go up and play, and it also block the queue a little bit more. Non-speculatively, I have started working on the station. I don't exactly know what you would call this theme, but I kind of ended up making like impromptu mountains / waves out of the roof tiles, because I have them angled differently, and I think that looks pretty cool. It was a pain in the ass for me to cover in this section, because again, I had the problem of having that really small space, and there's not a tile that's small enough for it. So I just used the roof moldings, and those are its own blueprint, and they obviously don't want to be there, but that's fine. Let's see. Over here is still going to be the Camp Snoopy store whenever I work on that. That right there is still going to be the restaurant. I think it's called, like, High Grizzly Creek Lodge or something like that. And then over here, it's very ambitious, but I want to try and add an area like at Knott's Camp Snoopy, where it kind of goes down, and there's like bridges that go over the water, and there's tunnels through caves, and there's going to be like stairs to like an upper area that connects up to Grizzly Creek Lodge. And as much as I want to do that, if I do that, I'm not sure if I actually want to have it be accessible to guests, because I don't know how the pathing is going to work. I don't know if they're going to like climb up there, go over here, and then get stuck over here. Also, the way that the guest mapping works is that they only seem to go to where there's a point of interest. And over here, if I don't have a single attraction, there's no point in them really walking over there. So there's that. But I do think overall, even if it's just an aesthetic thing, it will kind of help fill in the Camp Snoopy feel that I'm trying to go for. And as of now, Camp Snoopy is pretty pathetic. There's 3 rides, 2 of which are flats, and then the other one is a small roller coaster, which is fine, except that the real Camp Snoopy at Knott's has like 8 flat rides for kids or something ridiculous like that. and this one's a bit small and lacking in comparison. I could also get rid of some of these trees and put one there, assuming that we get more Kitty Flat rides. As of now, this is kind of all that we have. On to this really quickly. I started trying to build like a Mayan pyramid style building, and it just wasn't working out for me. Um, I just couldn't find a way to make it look good. So I probably will just go with kind of a Pueblo style building. Also, I opened the ride to see how popular it was. I mentioned that in the last part, and it's pretty damn popular. And it's not just because of like capacity, like it chews through people pretty nicely. I actually clicked on a guest at the start of the queue and I went into first person mode with them and I timed it. And from here all the way to the loading area, it's about 10 minutes in real time, in game time. I don't know what that would be. The game time and real time and ride time don't make any sense. Because as far as like ride times go, they are completely realistic. That is exactly how it would be here. But as you can see, the way that time works, it's like each minute is a second, or 1001, 1002, 1003. It's actually a little bit faster than a second. But it's because of that, it doesn't really work. I feel like that's one thing that games like this will never actually fully get is realistic simulation times. Because like guests will spend full on days at this park, and I almost do wish that like the days and nights were actually simulated properly so that it would make more sense. Also, like, I was thinking about this last night at work, because I worked, like, throughout the night, and I was thinking that it would be really, really cool if, like, I'm not saying if Planet Coaster would do this, but, like, if another roller coaster game were to actually have it so that if you want to build an attraction, you have to plan for it, and you have to, like, I guess it would work kind of similarly to how it is now, but instead of you just, like, building it, you would go into, like, a blueprint mode. You would start building it that way, and then you'd have your blueprint in, like, the area that you would want it, and then the game would be like, okay, we're going to put up work walls, and it would be like, hire a company to, or, like, a manufacturing company to build this, and, like, some roller coaster manufacturers would come with their own, like, if you were to build an RMC, it would have them, and then, you would have, like, your own, like, you'd set your date for when you want it to open, and, like, if you went with a cheap, not manufacturer, but, construction company, like, there's a chance that, it could get delayed, but you would spend less money on it, so it might pay off. They might get it done, or you could go with a really expensive one, and you know for sure that they're going to get it done early, but it's going to cost more. It's such... like, it's taking the simulation to a whole different level, so I'm sure I'll never see it, but I think that it would be a really, really cool thing to do for, like, the, like, die-hard roller coaster nerds, and I think it would just make simulation more interesting in general, but I don't... you probably couldn't call this a... well, no, this is a simulation game. This is totally a simulation game, because you're simulating building a park. It's just not that realistic in terms of how you do things, but we'll probably never see that happen. But I just think that it would be really, really cool if someone did do it. Anyways, I built the queue for this, and I have opened it. I built this lattice work that I think looks pretty nicely. I based it off of the meet and greet queue at Knott's Camp Snoopy, because I think it's kind of a basic structure. Like this. Admittedly, the queue for this is ridiculously long, but in my head canon, it wouldn't always use the entire thing. Like, I tried to base it so that, like, there would be, like, chains here and here, so if, like, there's no way, then you would just go that way, and if there... if there is a way, then you would just go through here, and then if there's a super long way, then they open up this section. But that's not how the queue system works in this game, so that's not how it is. I also built this little river/creek right here. And I wanna briefly talk about how much I hate um, building water in this game, because as you can see, the water is only, it's really far down. There's literally no reason why it can't. But if the walls are slightly uneven or if they go concave, the game just gets confused. I'll show you really quick what I mean. Like, I can't build anywhere up here. That's literally the highest I could go is, wait. Oh my god. Yes! Well, that was lucky. How about that? All because I said that I couldn't do it, and I'll show you. Huh. Well, alright, cool. Thanks, game. I think, although I did do a lot of smoothing on it, so that might be why it's letting me do it now, but man, that looks a lot better. I hate it when the water is super, like, low down. It just looks weird, like, is this park in a drought or something? Is that why there's no water? I mean, in my head, this park isn't in California, but hell, maybe it is if there's a drought. Over here, I have built the queues for this. I built the queues next to each other because I wanted this to kind of be like how it is at Knott's, or how it... Actually, no, Knott's still does do it, because the queues for Pacific Scrambler and Surfside Gliders are next to each other, but this was more based off of the queues for Sky Cabin and Sky Jump, or as it is now, Sky Cabin and Wipeout. How there's two next to each other, and they would like share a sign, and each one has like its respective sign underneath it. I haven't built the signs yet, but I will. I just wanted to open up these rides so that people have a reason to go over here. This ride is ridiculously popular, and I don't know if it's just because people take forever to load and unload. I think that probably is it, because they have no sense of urgency at all. And it's not like I built the exit for it far away, it's just that's how it works. So the way that the ride model is that there's multiple entrances and exits, and they do utilize all of them. They just don't go fast. And this ride right here, I think is amazing and perfect for the area, but no one seems to care about it. Is there even anyone on? There's 2 people on. I hope you guys get to ride soon, but probably not. Sorry. I have done some more work on this. I now have the walls leading all the way over here. I have the corkscrew almost filled in. And I'm really hoping that by the time I finally finish filling all of this in, that the darkness problem fixes itself, but I know it's not going to. It's just going to be this weird, glowy, weird thing. And I don't know how to fix it. Like, I could change all the walls to black, but then it's gonna make these black. And I don't want this to be a black building. I want it to be like a gray building, so you wouldn't see it as much, but that's not gonna be the case apparently. I wanted to build like something that looked like a UFO right here. And I might still do that when the next version comes up, because it should have the sci-fi, I almost said DLC. It's not DLC if it's part of the base game. It should have the sci-fi scenery in it, which will be really nice, but I still don't, like, well, I'm not saying, I'm using my words poorly. I know when they're releasing it. It's the 9th, which is 2 weeks from right now, as of me recording this. 2 weeks from this Wednesday as I'm recording it. And I almost feel like I'm stuck right now, because I have all these things that I want to do, but it's like, what if I build things like using what I have now, and then eventually the stuff comes out and I could have had it look better, and then I have to redo everything, and it's just annoying. But as of now, I guess I'll just use my best judgment on what will work, what won't work, and we'll see. If they do release a mine train coaster, like a real one, I probably will end up redoing this entirely piece by piece. I think I can do it, but If it turns out to be like a major pain in the ass, then I'll probably just stop. I'll probably just make like an extra save file just in case. Because I'm not going to risk losing it just because I want it to look that much better. Also, I was looking at this, and I think that for my next iteration of a Cedar Fair park, because I do plan on having it one that's more Cedar Point based, I will probably use this to make a Gemini style coaster, and I will actually hopefully have them race. It should be pretty cool. No, this area's basically done. Oh, one thing that does annoy me a little bit, and I kind of get why they did it, but I wish that instead of where are you? There's 2 wing coasters. Well, technically there's 3 if you count the Intamin one, but you have Cloud Runner and Black Falcon. The only difference is that one uses a launch and one uses a chain lift, and the trains are different. Ideally, when the game actually comes out, I would love for them to be in the same file, and like you can just pick which train design you want. Like I think the Cloud Runner is like the more like basic one, and the Black Falcon actually looks like a bird. Like right now, if you want like a launch, is it? Hold on. LSM power. Yeah, if you want to have like one with just a lift hill, you have to have the bird trains, whereas with this one you could have the more generic style ones. But in my opinion, they should be interchangeable. Same thing with inverted boa and inverted rival. It's like, just let us change the trains. Just have inverted box track. Just call it that. That'll be perfectly fine. No one's gonna get mad at you. But then you can switch the trains between either boa and rival. Same thing. Actually, flying should definitely be on its own thing. But I want to have like flying stingray trains and flying like non-stingray trains. I want generic trains because not everything is going to be manta themed. Please put that in the game, guys. Like, there's no reason why my stunt plane themed roller coaster has manta trains. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, so I'll go back to you in a second. I noticed that the dive coaster trains have the water scoops on the back of them, but they've already confirmed that water's not going to have any physics, but they still put them on there, and as much as I like the attention to detail, I would almost rather they didn't have them at all, because I would love to have the water scoop feature. But we can't because the water doesn't have physics. Maybe they'll add it at some point. I don't know. I think it's just because the trains themselves are based off of Sheikras and Griffins, which both have water scoops on them. They do have the water feature. But this game won't allow it, so it's cool if they put them on there, but I can't use them. As far as ride sharing styles, I also... No. Oops. The Giga Rage and the Hypercoaster Anubis, they should also share track style, because the only difference is the trains. Like, I think that the width is exactly the same. The only difference is what trains they use. So let us have the option between Rage, Anubis, and then ideally the longer hypercoaster trains like you would find on Diamondback, because ideally those will be in there also. And then with the B&M looping track, just have the regular Twister box track, and then let us pick between stand-up, floorless, which is, I think it's called Werewolf. I can't find it on here. Oh, Werewolf, and then have sit down, and that's it. Just have those 3. If I missed one, oops, but I can't think of one. It should be a simple thing. On the first alpha, that was how it worked. You would pick what track you want. You could have the arrow track, or you could have the B&M track, and then you would just pick what trains you wanted on it. It was really unrealistic that you could have the arrow trains on B&M track and vice versa, but it showed that you could just put trains on a track, and I do wish that they would do that. Have a little sip of coffee there. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this part. So I'm just gonna keep working on scenery, possibly start working on this. I'm really, the only thing is I'm not sure how big I wanna have it, since I want to have Snoopy store here, and then this there. I'd have to have like a diagonal thing leading over here with rock work. Like, if I can have it just take up this area right here, it'll be fine. Then I can use this space right here for another flat or something. But we'll see. Oh, I added the claw ride also, just as kind of a placeholder. Originally I did have path leading this way all the way around, but I don't think that it really works out too well, because there's not a whole lot I can put here and have it look good other than more buildings. So I think instead of it going this way, the path will just go this way, and then the branching off point will be somewhere over here near the Fury Plaza. Then it'll loop back around here, and you can have the floorless coaster over here. If it does seem like I'm going to have plenty of room, then I will extend the path over, but as of now, I'm not planning on it, just because I already have a lot of paths sprawling about, and I don't want it to get too congested, too confusing for people. Although the pathing does seem to be better in this one than any other Tycoon game. People aren't getting lost for stupid reasons. And where are my janitors? How many do I have now? Park management? Excuse me. Oh, there you are. Well, guess what? You're doing a terrible job. Maybe if I train you, my pay is fair. I'm content. And I'll give him a raise because he knows how to do more, and hopefully that means that he'll do more stuff. So 90 cents. Alright, get that clean. So anyways, hope that was more of a satisfying part than last time. I did do a few things. This right here took me about 30 minutes to build, and it's such a simple structure. This game takes a really, really long time to make things look good, and I don't have all the time, like I've said. Oh, I added these right here, just in case something were to theoretically fly out of someone's pocket and hit someone. So now there's these nets here to catch them. They don't look amazing, I know, and they're also kind of plopped down. People walk through them. Same thing with... Oh! Almost left without showing this off. I did some more work on here. Unfortunately, they crisscross, and it looks kind of weird, but there's something I can do because we don't have smaller pieces. And I started work on this, and annoyingly, guests just walk through the walls. Like, if those guys right there get up, they'll just turn around and walk through the wall. Like they have powers or something. Are you gonna walk through the wall? I'm waiting for someone to walk through the wall. That right there I can understand because like there's that right there. But it's just why? They're not paths. This is a known bug, and hopefully they fix it. Oh, right here I had to make this on its own separate building for me to arch it, but it looks stupid. So I'm either gonna have to find a way to work around that or just suck it up. But anyways, by the next part this should be done, and yeah, everything's gonna be nice. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.